reality of Kingdom Hearts, many believe that life and death abide by the rules of existence put into place by light and darkness. The subject of this concept seems to be the talk of the town once again due to the death of Strelitzia in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. This led to many people talk about things like the whereabouts of our Heartless and our Nobody, and theories have run wild about this aspect. It's time, however, to put all of that to rest once again to elaborate on the concept of death in the Kingdom Hearts series. As with the situation of Ericus shown in Birth by Sleep, both he and Strelitzia are dead and prime examples of death within the Kingdom Hearts games. This video aims to show and elaborate on how an original being would die in the Kingdom Hearts games and to show the difference between becoming a Heartless, producing a Nobody, and detailing the anatomy of a being within the Kingdom Hearts games to truly understand how would death take you. However, this is all an account of original beings within Kingdom Hearts, and it has been shown that Disney characters and Final Fantasy characters abide by different rules as being borrowed properties from medias that have radical concepts of life, death, and even revival. Be sure to subscribe and share this video with all those that need clarification while hitting that like button. Now let's get some of the easy stuff out of the way. Becoming a Heartless in the Kingdom Hearts series is not the equivalent of dying. Death in the Kingdom Hearts series does not produce a Nobody, and a heart can and has shown be able to live on after the death of a person. When a person becomes a Heartless, it means that their heart has been taken by the darkness, and the darkness within their heart manifests around that heart, becoming a being known as a Heartless, while shedding their body and soul. If a person's heart is strong enough, when this occurs, their extreme will pushes their soul to power the body left behind without the commanding force that is the heart to live on, and those components go on to become what is known as a Nobody. For much needed understanding, not all Heartless produce Nobodies. The best way to differ the process of becoming a Heartless and death is to take a look at a person's components and watch the order of events. If a heart is released from a person's body, in which you can see the body and heart at the same time outside one another, albeit for a brief period, then that's the process of becoming a Heartless, as the heart is shown to be released and eventually will be taken by the darkness, while the body and soul will fade, in which if your heart is strong enough, will go on to remanifest as a Nobody elsewhere. The specific process is noted in Secret Answer Report 7 that reads, "It is the soul and body that remain when a being loses its heart. When a Heartless is born, these entities disappear from the realm of light, to be reborn as an entirely new being in a completely different realm." Now, if you were to see a person sustain a fatal amount of damage in an instance, they will obviously be shown to be in a weakened state before falling, in which their body will fade and their heart will flee after their body fades from existence, signaling death. In this case, it is shown that the body and soul are destroyed before the heart is released, and when the heart's container is no more, then the heart itself wanders towards the sky and eventually what is theorized to be the darkness, as all hearts are born in darkness and also return to darkness, echoing the popular phrase "return to dust" in real life. But if captured before ascending too far, the heart can still serve other purposes such as research or amassing together to make an artificial Kingdom Hearts. In the case of Ericus, his heart was able to be caught by terrors before it fled to the unknown. Now let's elaborate on these situations by covering the anatomy of a person in Kingdom Hearts, and how the components of this anatomy works in relation to the others that can create life and death. A complete being in the Kingdom Hearts series is comprised of three parts: a heart, a body, and a soul, which according to various developmental texts and interviews is interchangeable with the mind. A body is the most straightforward concept. It is the container of the soul and the heart that acts as the shell that holds everything together and makes up a person's appearance, while also carrying out the wishes and commands of the heart, using the soul to power these movements beckoned by the heart. Now on to the more complex elements of the being. The soul, also known as the mind, is the life source of a being, more specifically the body. The removal or eradication of this would mean certain death for that being, as this is the force that supplies the body's will to live, both metaphorically and actually. The soul also acts as the architect of a being's action and personality, which in turn is pushed by the compulsion of the heart. And now we get to the most important aspect that surrounds a being and all concepts in Kingdom Hearts: the heart. The heart acts as the true force behind all actions a person would make, the source of emotion, feeling, and power. The heart issues commands that are compelled by both nurture and nature that drive the soul to carry out those commands within the body. Malleable, impressionable, and ever-changing, and bright. The heart contains the power of an individual that can be augmented by other sources, such as the elements, light, and darkness, and even the bonds to other beings. All of the machinations of the heart still remain a mystery within itself, but many of its gifts are apparent. Now that you have an understanding of the anatomy of a person, how do we explain one's death in Kingdom Hearts? Well, that's actually quite simple. When you have an understanding of all its components, death occurs when the soul of a being has been destroyed or forcibly removed by the person sustaining lethal damage. When that happens, the soul expires, and without life force to sustain the body fades, resulting in death. Now, noting the difference of death and becoming a Heartless is even stated in the Secret Answer Report 4, that specifically reads, 3 elements combine to create life: a heart, a soul, and a body. But what happens when the soul and the body left behind when a heart is lost? When the soul leaves the body, its vessel, life gives way to death. But what about when a heart leaves? A being does not perish when the heart leaves its body. The heart alone disappears into the darkness. Now, the other way to achieve death in Kingdom Hearts is much more natural, and that is old age. While the soul will supply the body with life force, that doesn't make the body timeless in their existence. The body will eventually wither when it's in the face of its expected lifespan. When that occurs, the body fades despite the soul being intact and releases the soul, in which it has nothing to sustain, fades soon after. This is why Xehanort desperately needed a new younger body in Terra, and this is why when Xehanort acquired that body with his soul and heart, Terra's soul was driven out. However, it was able to contain itself within his armor, and as the life source was able to animate it due to his incredibly strong will. Like I've stated before, hearts can exist and endure after death of individuals, and death does not produce nobodies, as death in Kingdom Hearts results in your body and soul being destroyed, which are the main components of a nobody. A nobody is created when a heart is taken by the darkness and becomes a Heartless, in which the body and soul left behind, if the heart was strong enough, live on to become a nobody. When you die in the Kingdom Hearts series, there is no body or soul to leave behind to become a nobody. And even when your heart gets removed from your body does not become a nobody if your heart did not become a Heartless, shown in the case of Ventus. I hope this clarified things on the concept of death in the Kingdom Hearts series, as this is a subject that I wish to be touched upon more intimately and frequently in games, perhaps in Kingdom Hearts 3. But the bottom line is that Strelitzia and Ericus are in fact dead, even confirmed by Yensid in-game. If this cleared up things for you, and if you enjoyed this video, please keep the hype flowing by liking, sharing, favoriting, and most importantly subscribe to HMK for more Kingdom Hearts videos. So until the next one, I've been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.
So you haven't subscribed to HMK yet? Don't piss Xemnas off.